Good morning, Kendall Kids, and welcome to your Thursday, March 11th. Today, there's a lot going on. First off, it is the one-year anniversary, not exactly one that we want to celebrate, of declaring COVID-19 a worldwide pandemic. And luckily, right now, we finally have a light at the end of the tunnel with the releasing of a number of vaccines that will definitely help us out and hopefully get us back to a much more normal. But I've seen some amazing resilience from you kids here in the school, so way to go for overcoming probably one of the biggest historical moments that we'll hopefully experience in our lives. This also is the middle of the Iditarod race. I forgot to mention this before, but on the 6th, on Saturday, the race started. And you might think, oh, it's got to be over by now. But actually, the record-setting time for completing this race is 8 days and 3 hours. It's a long one. And what it is, it's a sled dog race in Alaska. There's teams of sled dogs and racers, and they race through day and night and get, limited amounts of sleep to be able to see how quickly they can get it done. They basically race across the entire state of Alaska, all the way from from Anchorage, all the way to Nome. And what it actually is it's kind of a reenactment of a relay race that some Alaskans did a long time ago, back in 1925, to try to get medicine to people or those in need, especially a number of kids. And there's actually a lot of statues and a lot of folklore around it. There's a famous dog by the name of Balto, who is part of the team that did the final leg. And if that name sounds familiar, because it's actually been turned into a Disney movie. So if you want to, kind of learn the Disney take on the Iditarod, or at least the race, that relay race that inspired it, then you can go check out that movie. On top of that, today is also Johnny Appleseed Day. This day is celebrating a real-life American legend, Johnny Appleseed, a guy who's basically one of the most interesting characters in American folklore, and he actually truly was a real guy. He was born in Massachusetts back in 1774 by the name of John Chapman. And this guy basically walked all around the early colonial United States and planted apple and pear seeds almost everywhere he went. He was known to be extremely friendly, very nice to kids and elderly, and basically just general all-around nice guy. And he was planting, fruit plants, so people were pretty happy about that. He actually started a good number of nurseries. He didn't do it completely to be nice. Here's the thing. There's a lot of stories around him just being this absolutely sweetheart of a guy. But there was kind of a business behind it. He would actually plant those trees, both apple and pear, let them mature a little bit, and it actually allowed settlers early on, when part of the way you could actually claim land was by having at least 50 fruit trees planted on that parcel of land. Well, he would actually give them those, young juvenile trees, and that would allow settlers to lay claim to a good amount of land. He actually himself, because he was doing this so much, owned something like 12,000 acres. So that's quite a lot of land for one person to have, and it made him, by the time he passed away, pretty extremely rich. So if you looked at those photos, he really looked kind of disheveled, and he was known for wearing pretty raggedy clothing, going around barefoot with a pot on his head. So not exactly a guy you think of as rich, but he truly was. And he did something really amazing by planting British apples and not grafting them, which is this way of basically taking a different, or at least a different apple tree, and planting the original into it to get the exact same apple cloned almost precisely. Because he didn't do that, he allowed those plants here in the United States to change a lot. And that means there's tons more varieties of apples. So you can credit Johnny Appleseed with your Pink Ladies and your Honey Crisp and your Galaxy Crisp and all these different amazing apples that have come out. And honestly, we're known here in New York State for our apples. It is our state fruit. So, cool. And if you haven't got a chance to try some of these new varieties of apple, see if you can find them over at the store. They're a lot of fun to give it a shot. They taste very different. And that's kind of a cool thing. So now that you know all the information from today, let's put our hands over our hearts, find the flag in the room, and please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, Kendall kids, I feel like we covered a lot of ground right there, so let's get finished up by talking about food. Today we have a ham sandwich or a popcorn chicken with roll, broccoli, banana, and milk. You're probably wondering what's going on with the weather because it is gorgeous out there right now. We're looking at a high today of 66 degrees. If that creeps up towards 70, we have a chance of breaking that record, but it's looking unlikely. Yesterday we got almost even with the record, but we did not break it. So, it doesn't look like we're setting any new records of warmth there, but we're definitely right up against that record-setting temperature. Tomorrow is going to be beautiful in terms of temperature, but the wind will pick up because that cold front will be moving in. Looks like Saturday and Sunday are not going to get as cold as we originally predicted, but then that cold front will have a second wave into early next week. So enjoy the warm stuff today. Enjoy it tomorrow. There won't be nearly as much wind today. A little bit of cloud cover, sporadic spit of rain here and there, but it is extremely likely that you will get an opportunity to get outside today, enjoy that beautiful weather, and play on the playground. So please do. Please make sure you still have your warmer clothing available if you need it. But remember, dressing in layers lets you, opt to get a little bit, more appropriately dressed if it does end up being pretty warm today. So let's end our announcements today with that Kendall mission statement. The mission of the Kendall Central School District is to provide the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed by students to live responsibly and to compete successfully in today's and tomorrow's world. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday, and if I don't get a chance to see you, remember to stay colorful, Kendall.